Good morning, happy Saturday. We did a walk, which I didn't do, but I didn't record this morning because I'm bad, I guess. Oh, but we did find a heartstone on the walk, which was the eventful thing. But so now it's around noon. We're out in Nadaville land, and we've come out here on a mission. My stuff is stored here, which is, thank you. And we came to find a book and some folios, things to put things in. And, one of my old pianos is here. Very out of tune. I was alone, and I was afraid. I can't do anything with it. Afraid of my dream to be free. Whoa, and what it would mean. I doubted myself to reach out and touch, but now I can go on, 'cause love is the healer. It makes me feel strong. What's it like up here? And I need it. I need it. It's where I belong. It's where I belong. And this place is, this is what happens when you just stop. You stop. And this place would make an incredible, studio. Okay, this is just one side. I'll show you the other side. None of this has anything to do with me, but it has something to do with me because some of my stuff is stored here. None of this, right? You have 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, right? Almost done. I know it's dark. A kitchen, that everything to go into the kitchen, where is it? Over here is pretty much done. Everything to go into it is here, sinks and, And it must have been like this for easily more than 15 years. Anyway, I don't have a permanent home, but I'm just saying. So in here, is a little pile of stuff in this one that is storage, things people gave to me, musical related stuff. And a huge collection of still remaining of CDs and cassettes. And what do we have in this box? We have Otis Taylor. We have Between Heaven and Earth. That's about it, right? I think this is all classical music. Anybody want any of this? I have a complete Tangerine Dream on cassette. These are cassettes. Yes, who knew? And then I don't think it is. So anyway, I found a folio, but it came out of, I had to cannibalize my track note book from 2011, which, you know, I'm pretty organized. And I assume I have the hard drive, these tracks on hard drive from Pinion. And in here, if I can get it, my hand's not working. Well, there's a beautiful note, because from Jamie Joe, who says, Liz, I love coming here so much. You're all so approachable and amazing. This is all so pretty. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie Joe, for being a regular up there on the mountain. It was a really amazing space. Okay, so that's from 2011, and this is my book of track notes that goes into a box of everything referential. If I ever can recreate all of that. I mean, there's thousands of hours of recording. So anyway, we got one thing we were looking for, a folio. And this is when we were making these silicone light bulbs. I should do it again. I should do a lot of things again. A box of Halloween related, Day of the Dead kind of related stuff. More of these solar things, right? I'm addicted. Alright, so we're going to go out of here, and we are going to take these bird pillows, this folio, that's waterless bath for dogs. No more suds. I don't know, what do you think? Again, something we found on the ground. Anyway, and when I go over here, I'm going to show you one of my techniques for getting these. These are going to become incredibly sharp, and you see he's already going at his paw. Not good. And he doesn't like the boot. So look at what he can do with a kitchen knife. You have to be willing to just go at it. I'm sorry. But it's a really good thing if you want to take out anything to do with number 45 and the whole gang of organized crime and the fall of empire of the United States of America. You just take a good kitchen knife, and if you have these kinds of things that are going to get really shit, you just go for it. And then it's a really windy day, so you want to get the stuff up really fast, because otherwise then it's just going to blow around, dry out, and become sharp even earlier. And you got to be, I have to be careful. I'm on blood thinners, so I better not cut myself, alright? These are things that came out of the medicine wheel, which we are also going to rebuild, and I'll share that with you. Alright, so now we'll go into the other side here of the ruins. And I did find the book I was looking for, and then of course I found, and you know, this is what remains of a 5,000 volume library, which is a story for another time. I keep trying to write the story about my mother's books, my books, which is a big poetry library. Hers is a scholar's library of Shakespeare, etc. But we have, but you know, I have a box of books from my childhood, which I'll get into, maybe a few of them at some point. But the book I was looking for is called Social Radicalism and the Arts, Western Europe, and I think there was another volume. But this I stole, and then I paid for it because it was out of print, from the University of British Columbia Library. I'm telling you now, I lied to you, but I did pay for it. Okay, and I use it. Okay, and so we're going to take Walt Whitman, the complete poems, and this box of Edward Hopper cards, because we're thinking about Edward Hopper in America. And then, you know, when I opened these boxes, I mean, I've been left with some pretty good stuff. You know, the story of a lot of the books is really pretty interesting. We've got, you know, Mark Twain, and a lot of Proust, which I've promised to Martha Lyle if I have any money to ship him. But in here I found, here's Oliver Sacks, who I love. This is a paperback by Laura Hobson, and I babysit her grandchild one summer when I was in my teens in New York City. you know, in my altar, my whole name, Catherine Elizabeth Gilbert K. Tom. So she's inscribed this to me. And she says, "A new generation of readers, what a fine thing. Happy? Affectionately, Laura Z. Hobson." Laura Z. Hobson. And this is a book about, she wrote Gentleman's Agreement, which was a bestseller, which was about the exclusion of Jewish people from, you know, the East Coast and everything, country clubs and whatever. And curiously enough, that becomes a story out in the desert in Palm Springs in the Coachella Valley because of all the exclusion of Jewish people in the East Coast elites. They came out to Palm Springs and they made their own country clubs, you know, and then that sort of mingled with Hollywood, and in another life we did all their houses, like Sinatra's wife and their house, and Bing Crosby and those guys had a blast in the desert. But at the same time, like when you're in Palm Springs, it's a huge Jewish community, community centers, a library, everything. Okay, so this is the other side that would be the kitchen over there, living room here. And I have pulled out some stuff, you know, because I'm left with some things, you know, that are kind of remnants from the studio up in Pinion all those years. And so I'm sort of have been sorting and inventorying and seeing if there's anything. This stuff was I all used for the Lizarus and Wonderland show in 2014, 2015 out here. What would Wellstone do? I did this whole American thing that I have matchbooks from the White House. I was there. Clinton. This is Romney, who is one of these you wind up, and I thought he shot out pellets. Or, no, he's just a wind up Romney. You know, from that. A wind up Romney. A hummingbird nest. You know, a glass gun that had tequila in it. I love it. Okay, so this is kind of like the remnants of things. Even mushrooms are in here. Things that I've worked with too over in the past. What to do? Reuse. Oh, and then, you know, there's a stack of books over here for some reason. Toni Morrison. Need to get those into something. It's dangerous out here, okay? It's very dangerous. So, you know, again, my friend, I mean, here's an almost finished kitchen that's been sitting like this for many, many, many years. And, you know, behind, like I have paintings and everything, more, you know, my stuff is just all amid this, you know, and boxes and boxes of vinyl records. And, again, you know, this is all, what have you, you know, and just about finished bathrooms. And, you know, these units could be low-income housing, right? And I don't think I'm going to go in here. There'll be more folios somewhere, because I've got one, two, I have a few boxes in here. I have, like, this furniture is nothing to do with me, but I do have in here the remains of music gear, speakers, rack mounts, an old ADAT, my shopping cart, you know. I still want to do something with this old radio. I want to make an amp out of that. So, I mean, there's a roof. This is life here in Nadaville, and to me this is, I think, I don't like waste. I think this is what I've concluded. Wastes of love, wastes of time we have given, wastes of things like this, right? there's a whole bunch of vehicles. It's really typical of the desert, so I'm not trying to be down on my friend, but something happens, right? That's my propane tank carrier. I'll probably use it again. You know, and old stuff like this, that the swap meet is the center of his life, right? But he's not gonna, this RCA thing, you know, as I told him, it has no battery, and you have to go and get the battery and then make sure it works, and it probably does, but, you know, huge, gigantic televisions that got hauled in here. You know, and I kind of go, well, I should do something. But no, I shouldn't. Okay, we're going to get out of this one and take these 3 items with us. Tape my dad would send. Tons and tons, you know, because the ASCAP's way to access live to every media that was being broadcast in the United States on any given day. That's another story. Boxes and boxes of cassettes from my dad. Not just of music and stuff like that, but things he did, like little radio shows, and, you know, and I never have enough time. Okay, do I have everything I came in here for? Okay, so we're bye-bye to here. Okay, so I won't go on too much more. Nadaville. But I think my idea for this show is to just share my daily life with you and things I'm doing, and am I making any progress, you know, is Murphy making towards, you know, we are going to be leaving here, dependent upon my health and what seems to be going on. And, you know, maybe there'll be little tidbits of something that you could take something from, you know, just follow my little journey. Because some of you have been following it for quite a long time now, which I don't know how to express to you how much I appreciate. And this is Act 3, right? So, okay, now we're going to get out what we wanted from here. Pillows and, you know, so maybe you'll see some progression. Because so many people I talk to and seem to just feel in a state of despair about the state of the world, not just in the United States. And maybe I don't want to be in a state of despair all the time, you know? I gotta make sure, did I lock that? I mean, I'm getting and I promise, you know, I am posting new music I'm working on my SoundCloud, and I just invite you all guys every day to just sort of like join me, and together let's keep going. Yeah, I'm going to rebuild the medicine wheel. I did another one, so this one has kind of not been used, so I'm starting to work with it again. So pretty soon we should see these cactus blooming. And I'm going back into the only place here that's inhabited, and it's got the heat on, which is very bad, you know. And I do want to talk about how every aspect of something like this is no way to live. You know, it's just not, none of this is sustainable. Nothing. Nothing about the construction or the power. And, you know, initially very, very frustrating. This is the other side that nobody lives in. Completely finished, and for at least a year, or this this is a completely finished unit, and this is the kind of thing that drives me nuts. There's lots of empty properties. This is some lavender that should be coming back, and it's pretty brutal. Oh, and I gotta make sure. Gotta light some fires. And I have planted some garlic. I don't really have a lot of good soil here at this point. I'm trying to make some slow. Everything I do these days is slow. I feel like sticks. Alright, guys, onward, you know, if in doubt, weed whack with a kitchen knife. And I do have weed whackers, but this is very effective. But you do, you know, it'd be better as a long-handled scythe. But this works really well with these. And these really do get too sharp. It's terrible. Okay. Big business opportunity in desert dog boots. Alright, we'll put this here. We'll take these books and greetings from Nadaville. Apparently there's another storm coming this week again, so we'll see what happens. Alright, all the love to everybody.